Ever since March of 2018, the Road to Rediscovery has always been about delivering quality content that is of value to you and your personal growth by featuring extraordinary guests with amazing stories of overcoming adversity. And here we are in 2023, still delivering quality content to you. But are you ready to take your listening experience to the next level? Subscribe to the Road to Rediscovery Podcast Premium on Supercast. Get access to exclusive content, special episodes, and limited edition gifts like a coffee mug, keychain, stylus pens, and more. The subscription starts at $5 monthly or $50 for the year. Just visit roadtorediscovery.supercast.com. That's road, the number 2, rediscovery.supercast.com. And as always, thank you for your continued listenership and support. Our lives are laid out on a road of bumps, turns, struggles, and more. How do we respond? How do we endure adversity for learning and growth? I'm Aubrey Johnson, and we'll explore these questions and more on the Road to Rediscovery. Hello and welcome to a special solo episode. I'm your host, Aubrey Johnson. The Road to Rediscovery is about reflecting on life lessons to learn and grow from them, and of course, pay it forward and uplift others who are struggling through dark times. This is a special resurrected episode, remastered from its original release in February of 2019, which was episode 13. The episode is called Keeping the Faith. Here, I wish to share a past experience with you that I have recently reflected on again that helped me rediscover the importance of perspective and faithfulness. Now, we've heard the phrase, the longest journey starts with the first step, right? This usually implies on the embarking of a long trek with imminent obstacles and pitfalls. These types of journeys require persistence, resolve, and of course, patience. For those with the good fortune of youth, this can be an added challenge. Most younger people have a hard time with foresight, not all, but most, putting in the work. It's an investment towards a long-term goal in having the 3 Ps. That is, the patience to pursue and persist. One of the early encounters with this challenge came when I first started college. I was still living at home with my parents. I had a part-time job and no car. Things were great between my parents and they told me that I can use my mother's car whenever it was available. She rarely went anywhere besides her job and sometimes to the grocery store. But with her full-time job, her car was rarely available when I needed it. When I couldn't use her car, my father told me he would do whatever possible with his schedule to get me to work and school. One evening, I was talking with my father in the kitchen, and I just flat out asked, why don't I just get a car and have my own transportation? As a side note, I knew better than to ask this question every day or even every other day, so it's been a few months since I last asked. It was then my father who explained it to me in a gentle yet profound and resonating way. He said, "Son, believe me, you don't want the headache of a car payment while only working a part-time job and starting school. When your mom's not using her car, you're more than welcome to it. For other times, I will get you to school and work. At this point in your life, put your focus on your books and studying. You put in the work, and I promise you, the career will come. And the car will come, and it will be that and much more than you ever thought." He was right. The whole college / start of the career / car chapter was pretty much surreal. As I was living it, it felt as if I was also witnessing so many changes unfold right before me, from graduation to a full-time promotion to raises, and finally, getting my first car, and then more. Fast forward to today, I'm 55 years old, and to this day, I remember how right my father was about me not wanting a car payment at that point in my life. Back then, all I cared about was the look of having a new car, and nothing else. I can't tell you how much more contrast my view today is. I have a great career, very long tenured, I make great money, and can in fact afford getting a new car, if I wanted to, but I don't. We have 2 vehicles in our home with the titles to both. No car payment since 2014, and that suits me just fine. I'm now rediscovering this lesson in the form of dieting and exercise. At my age, it seems quite interesting how quickly one can gain weight, but how long it takes for one to lose weight. I'm sure most of you out there can relate. I've been trying to make better choices in what I eat, how much I eat, and when I eat. My exercise routine is ramped up, and I do a good job sticking with that, but the diet part is tough. I also heard getting a full night's sleep is another way to lose weight, and I am a night owl. I have trouble going to bed early, which in turn gives me the trouble of waking up early. I've been feeling a sense of impatience and frustration. In rediscovering the lesson of having patience, putting in the work, and keeping the faith, I can hear my Father's words all over again, saying not to worry about the having results now, but to focus on the task at hand and put in the work. So that's it. Keep the faith, put in the work, and the results will yield itself. Recently I chatted with an old friend who lost 70 pounds. He looked great. When I asked for words of advice, he simply said, "Aubrey, stay active, eat right, and have patience." This isn't going to happen overnight. Remember, I didn't lose 70 pounds once. I lost 1 pound 70 times. Think about that. It made me think. So what lessons have you recently learned? If you have a story or a lesson to share, please reach out to me at roadtorediscoverypodcast@gmail.com, and we'll feature you on the show. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. And as always, we want you to know that when dealing with life's struggles, you're never alone and there's always hope. Please share this show with someone you know who needs inspiration and support. We're all on this journey of life, and it sure feels good having you on the road with me. Thanks again for listening. We'll chat again soon. We really hope you enjoyed this episode of The Road to Rediscovery. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email at roadtorediscoverypodcast@gmail.com and leave us any questions or comments you may have. The Road to Rediscovery is an AJ Shark production.